So traders, my videos for the last few days have consisted of one, more big picture, what's happening with the interest rates and what could be happening moving down the road. Some of you bumblebees thought I was talking about today. No, but what I have been saying is this pullback is going to end and we're going to see the next leg down. That's what we're seeing right now. So what's happening in the overall markets? Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, just so you know that guys, I've still got one spot left open for my coaching program. First link in the description, go get access to the free trading course. You can also, and then also you'll be able to apply for my coaching program where you can actually come and actually trade with me, and also I can coach you every single day as well too, guys. One spot left open, guys. Go fill out the application form now, and I promise you that I'll sort you out. So looking at the good old Dow Jones, what happened to Dow Jones today? Oh my goodness, we got a complete what? We got a complete reversal off the Dow Jones, right? So we can see here that the Dow Jones, as we can see, right, we can see, look at this here. We had the resistance 1, came down, came back up, resistance 2, and that's what I've been saying all week, guys. I was saying I'm expecting some form of a pullback, but it's going to be short-lived. And now look at this here. We had complete rejection at that 32,600 level on the Dow Jones. We can see how that this whole level through here was the major support level back in December. We had all this sort of level through here as well too, as you can see, back in January this year. We also had good support level through here as well too, right? And then now we actually had this rejection as well too. So we have a what? We have a high, lower high, and now another lower high, complete rejection out of the markets. So I would expect to see a very strong drop in the markets tomorrow. If we actually have a look at this here, we can see how, look at that through there, right? We've completely, if I go to the hourly chart here, you'll be able to see it even more, right? We can see how that this hourly chart, and if I look at this hourly chart more on a depth level, actually let's do this here. There's actually a lot of lines through there, isn't there? A lot of lines. So let's actually, I'll bring this one up here, right? So let me just share this with you here. I'm just gonna go back to the hourly chart so I can just simplify the process, right? So firstly, what did we have? You can see here on the hourly chart, notice this here. So what is this called? So this is actually called a false breakout. Now, what tends to happen here is this. Right, so we had what? We had resistance, 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 and also resistance through here, right? And then we had support level through there. And then the market actually broke down. So the market broke down, but you also can see what? We also can see, now this is the hourly chart here, we also can see we actually had a strong break out of that level through there as well too. Now we're breaking down. So what does that actually mean? That means there's a good probability now that tomorrow we may intraday get a short-term little bounce through here like this, but then we're probably going to start to come back down and we're probably going to see a move back to the downside from here. Remember, this is the hourly chart. The big false breakout, it popped back to the upside. False breakout is because it popped back to the upside and then got back below support. All right, so on that hourly chart there. So if we go back to the daily chart now and I bring on all my other funky dunky trend lines and all that sort of stuff, look at this through here, right? We've actually, what? High, lower high, right at that level of resistance now and breaking down. So this is what I've been saying here, right? I did a video, I think it was yesterday or the day before, talking about the interest rates are going to start to come down soon, right? Over the next 6 to 12 months, they're going to start to come down, which could create a bit of a floor in the market. We don't know when that's going to happen. So that's the long-term rate. On a short-term technical level basis, I've always said that we're still in a downward trend, and I still see that this pullback is going to end and we're going to see more downside to come. And that's exactly what we got here. If you can look here, we actually broke below this level here, so we can see that if we do open up, we're probably going to open up, hit that resistance level there, and then come back down, and we're probably going to start to see this move down. And once we get that, then guess what? That could be the start of a big strong move down to at least that next level is probably around that 30,000 level, right? To at least that 30,000 level. So if we start to get a big drop, we're probably going to see a move back down towards that 30,000 level there. Make sense? So that's what I'm seeing there when it comes to the good old Dow Jones and what's happening through there. So we could, again, guys, we could start to see quite a big move to the downside now coming out of the Dow Jones from there. Move over now through to the S&P 500, and look what happened to the S&P 500. Complete rejection at what? at the next resistance line here, right? So we can see here once again. So on the S&P 500, we had a high, lower high. We had a lower high. Now look at this here, complete rejection. And once also we're getting what? So we're getting, as you can see, if I actually draw that like that, right, we can see what? We can see how it's actually broken out. If I bring up the hourly chart, this one here, so we can get a bit more of a strong identification out of this one. So that was that recent line through there, as you can see. And we had this movement up through there. So as you can see, it's actually a big strong breakout of that line through there. And also, if we had the resistance and support line is through there, as you can see. So what did we have here? We had resistance, and then we had this support, and then we had this breakdown, and then we had this level through here. Makes sense? So that we actually had those levels through there. So therefore on the S&P, we're expecting this thing, we may get a little rally short term, but then we're probably going to see this thing have a big move to the downside from there. So that's what I'm looking at there on the S&P 500, guys. The Dow Jones is still very weak. Now let's go to the good old Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is the one that, look at this here, completely rejected at my triangle pattern here. This Nasdaq is actually a really, really weird one, right? Nasdaq is still looking quite bullish overall, because it's the one that's actually looking quite bullish overall. How do I say that twice? Right? Bullish overall, bullish overall, bullish overall. By the way, guys, I had two short-term trades today. Had two short-term trades. Made 50% return on my risk the first trade, 50 to 70% return, and then the second trade, another 50% return on my risk there. So I had two trades today, guys, 100% success. And if you calculate those two together, 50-50, that means whatever I risk on a trade, which is, anyway, I won't go there. It's, I made basically 100% return on my risk that I normally put on in the markets through there. Trading the futures market today, the S&P 500. Again, I shared that with the actual my clients through there. Once again, guys, if you are struggling with these markets right now and you need some help, guys, click on that link in the description. Go over, put your email address in to get access to the free trading course. The very first video on the next page after you put your email address in to get the free trading course is a training, me teaching you my #1 trading strategy. And also then you get a chance to apply for my coaching. Again, I've got one spot left open for the year. So go do that right now, guys. If you are struggling right now, guys, you need my help. I promise you. Ask any of my private clients, right? I can help you really unclutter and unclog what is going on in your mind right now, and really cement how to actually read these markets and how to trade these markets, like how to really trade these markets, right? So you have the chance of jumping on good trades and making good profits, and then so good trades to make good profits, and then also how to actually keep your losses really small. Okay, I can really, really, really help you out with that. So this is this one here that we're looking at here on the good old Nasdaq through there. Now let's go look at some of the, say, gold and silver. So let's go look at gold. Gold right now actually held up quite strong through here. Again, I wouldn't expect gold to have too much of a move through here. Because we're still pretty far away. So I'm expecting gold possibly just to do a bit of sort of maybe sideways movement from here, and then waiting for this moving average to come up here, right? So possibly a bit of a sideways movement coming through there. And so that's what I'm looking at through there when it comes to that as well. Looking at the GDX as well too. So the GDX, it's really interesting. There's no one really in control here on the GDX, but if we look at the big picture here on the GDX, the GDX, we squeeze this up here. We're actually in, as you can see, we're actually in this side of this channel through here, right? This channel. And then now we're actually, see how we're in this sort of triangle pattern here right now. From that level there to that level there. That tells me that if we get something like this, like a bit of a pullback here, and then a breakout to the upside, that means we're probably going to run to the other side of the channel in these markets. So there we go, guys. There's a little update across gold, silver, and the stock market right now. All in all, guys, please do not be trading with your ego right now. Please do not be, oh, I'm going to go long right now because I'm going to miss the bottom. I had someone recently said that to me. For the last 3 months, he said, I went short and I lost 100 grand because I thought the market's going to drop. Now I think the market's going to go up, so I'm going to load up again so I don't miss out on this big opportunity. No FOMO. No FOMO, right? If you do need some help, guys, and you are struggling and you're losing a lot of money right now, I am having an absolute phenomenal trading year right now, okay? Absolute phenomenal year. if you do need some help on the truth about getting ahead in these markets, right? Not the fluff and fillers, and maybe you're thinking the wrong things as well too about these markets that's stopping you. Then click on that link in the description there, guys. I got one spot, so it's probably going to be filled over the next couple of days. One spot left. Click on that link in the description. Go over, get access to the free trading course. When you get access to the free trading course, on the very next page, you are going to see a video that's going to teach you my trading strategy, and then also an application form there to fill in to actually for me to call you to see if you're a good fit. So go do that right now, guys, and I will definitely help you out moving forward.